On behalf of all of us, I want to extend our most sincere thanks to Professor Juk here for reading out the names. It is now my pleasure to invite Ms. Rebecca Babcock to say a few words as this year's valedictorian. Ms. Babcock.
Mr. Chancellor, members of the Platform Party, fellow graduates, and guests, good morning. I had a really good opening line, but the weather decided to be typically Montreal, and 40 millimeters of rain meant sort of sunny and hot. So I'm sorry. To my fellow graduates, we come to McGill as fresh-eyed first years, pushing the emergency exit doors in Leacock to little avail. In the subsequent years, we become these mature students who look at the next batch of first years as they push the emergency exit doors and the alarms go off, and we think to ourselves, A, it says emergency exit only, and B, I did that before it was cool, much like my creative uses for mason jars. We are now graduating, and it is time that we leave McGill. While we are excited to start the next step in our lives, I am sure a small part of us all is secretly wishing that the doors of McGill were keeping us in, because we're all thinking the same thing. What if those BuzzFeed articles about real life after graduation are true? In saying that, many of you know what you're doing in the next year or so. You have a job lined up, you may have been accepted to graduate school, you may still be waiting to hear from said graduate schools, or your plan is to not have a plan. For all of you, congratulations. The road may not have always been ideal. In fact, when you think back on McGill, you may think of the all-nighters at Second Cup, the midterm you almost passed, the breakdowns, the breakups, the break-ins, the blowouts, or the amount of caffeine coursing through your body at any given moment. But for each of us here today, our time at McGill has brought us to the point in our lives where we have walked across the stage, we are going to walk out of the McGill gates for a strictly symbolic last time, and into the real world. And there are some people we must thank for helping us get to this stage. So first off, a thank you to the parents who humored us through an arts degree, but in a very supportive manner. To the grandparents and that wealthy long-distance relative who would slip you a 20 or pack you some homemade meals every time you came home during the holidays. To the aunts, uncles, cousins, and siblings who gave you the lowdown on real university life. And of course, a thank you to the people in our lives who are equivalent to family. Let us not forget our counselors and advisors and the support staff, for without them, we would still be wandering in the abyss of Minerva. And of course, a thank you to the professors who have given so much to us in our years here at McGill. And of course, a special thank you to that one particular professor, aka the game changer, who helped you in ways that you can't even begin to explain and that they can't even begin to imagine. Et on ne peut pas oublier Montréal. C'est drôle parce que les gens croient que les étudiants vivent dans le McGill ghetto et qu'ils resteront dans leur petite bulle. Mais au contraire, au fil du temps, nous avons trouvé nos places favorites. Du campus McDonald à Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue, à Notre-Dame-des-Grâces, au plateau Montréal, à Longueuil, à Verdun, nous sommes tombés en amour avec tout le Montréal. C'est la ville que nous avons explorée, où nous avons grandi, où nous avons connu, et avec espoir, où nous avons appris à faire la lessive et faire cuire plus que du craft dinner. Montréal et plus encore le Québec sont devenus notre maison. And it is within our home that we grow, change, and we decide who we don't want to be, who we are, and who we want to become. Oftentimes, we must attribute these positive personal changes to the friends we have met here at McGill, for without their influence and support, we wouldn't have the structure, balance, and direction in life to be here today, ready for whatever comes our way in the future. So hopefully, when you think back on McGill, you think about the classmates you pretended to study with at those group study sessions, the teammates you spent day in and day out training with, and those random people you met in the hallway that first week in residence. I hope you remember walking up McGill College under the twinkling Christmas lights, heading to Leacock to snacks to get that coffee muffin combo, before you met your friend at the Smooth Lounge because they had saved you a couch. I hope you remember the glorious naps on Lower Field, the saving grace of samosa sales. Yes, 3 for $2, was it not? Where are we ever going to get that again? I hope you think of the McTavish floodings and the mass hysteria that occurred for when a brief moment we had no idea how to get to Tim Hortons because the staircase was gone. Most importantly, I hope you think of the people who were by your side throughout these memories. I hope you think of the many groups of friends you made through whatever cultural, political, activist, athletic, social group you joined, and the adventures you had with these people at McGill and in Montreal. For it is those memories and those people that will last a very long time. Thank you, and congratulations once again to the class of 2014.
Thank you, Rebecca, for those wonderful comments. Je demande à tous les diplômés de se lever maintenant. In my capacity as Chancellor of McGill University, I declare and confirm that each of you is now entitled to the distinction of the degree, diploma, or certificate that has been conferred upon you with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibility that are pertinent thereto. Félicitations, congratulations. I now ask everyone in the hall to rise, please, as the Secretary General, Mr. Stephen Stropel, delivers the benediction.
Go now in peace to share the gift of knowledge and the insight of Dr. Armstrong that have been entrusted to you. May this university and all graduates be diligent in the free and honest pursuit of truth for the benefit of all. D'où que nous venions et où que nous allions, humbles et pleins d'espoir, nous nous laisserons guider par l'amitié et la solidarité, et nous grandirons en sagesse. May you be blessed all your days.
Thank you, Secretary General. And now, to conclude this ceremony, Professor Winston Purdy will sing our national anthem.
Come the trône strong and free. Ton histoire est une épopée